And we're live. See if we're going out anywhere. Nope, doesn't look like it. This might be another quiet show. Let's try refreshing that. Let me see. Oh, cool. I am live. All right, we got notifications. Let's get some music going here. Let's see. Go home. And let's go with 369. 396. Sorry. 417. Giving me many 369. There's one. See how the sound is. That one's pretty good. So I did get a notification. It's unusual. Hopefully some other people got notifications. So the polar vortex. I wanted to discuss ice nucleation. Let's see. So I wanted to look up elements. Ice nucleation. Now there's those in Core Works 62 found that quartz and feldspar were the dominant ice nucleation species in desert dust examples, and that airborne Sahara dust was less effective than dust collected. Let's see, silver, I think it's silver nitrate. They're using. Ice nucleation efficiency of AgI, which is silver, and nitrate. Okay, so yeah, ice nucleation efficiency. So they have review and new insights. That's pretty interesting. That's at copernicus.org. Let's see if anybody's showing up. We have one. Probably me. So you guys are experiencing a polar ice vortex. Now, there's some aspects of this vortex, snow, cold, that I wanted to discuss. I noticed something very peculiar about it. The snowfall. It seemed to get onto my shoes and make my shoes colder than they normally would have been. Like, normal snow doesn't really freeze a shoe solid. But every time I came back in at work from a break, only 15 minutes, my shoe would hit the ground and sound like a brick, and it's made of rubber. So it's a soft-soled shoe, but within seconds, it froze up. Hello from Ohio, Spirit Heart gods and goddesses. Hi, welcome. So I was wondering if anybody else had experienced that. Being that I'm on my alternate channel, I don't know how many people are going to be showing up to the chat. I managed to get StreamYard to working on my other channel, luckily. And so I'm happy about that because I can present stuff. Hey Loretta, good to see you again. How are things in Ohio? Are they chilly? I know they are down in Texas. Got insane weather down there. I did want to discuss the vortex, the polar vortex. They seem to have created Um, find next thing here. Pull this site up for you and we'll share it. So this site is an amazing resource. I haven't gotten deep into it yet. 25 nights. So. Oh, we're just talking about ice nucleation and the polar vortex. What I was asking, hi F Kitty. Hey Chloe. That worked. Oh, sorry to hear that, Chloe. So this is a link to Geoengineering Watch. They do have a YouTube channel that I will link to. I think I will enter their email. Close. Okay. Good to see you all. Okay, share screen. So he has a YouTube channel here. We'll go there and link you guys up with that as well. So what I was asking about is the snow. Have you guys noticed that the snow seems to be colder? The problem I'm having with the snow is like basically my shoes are freezing up, which isn't really a normal thing for me to have happen. My feet don't get cold in the winter. It's kind of a weird phenomenon, but it just doesn't happen. But with this snow, it seemed to stick to my shoes and make my shoes colder. And they would have been. Oops. Oh, where'd it go? Back. Go home. Let's see. I was going to read an article there. There it is. Okay. Expand this. So, the January chemical ice nucleation flash freeze of the U.S. is about to be followed up by a weather whiplash. Record warm temperatures rebound. The planet's life support systems are broken. Climate intervention operations are radically accelerating the process. Thank you for tuning into this week's installment of the Global Alert News, which I can't play because I can't play anything on these channels. All are needed in the critical battle to wake populations to what's coming. We must take everyday account. Share credible data from credible sources. Make your voice heard. So he's claiming, and I believe him because of the effects of it, that they're using ice nucleation materials. And these chemicals, or whatever they're using, particles, or whatever, are basically causing the ice nucleation. But you know how metal, anybody ever convinced you to stick your tongue to a pole in the winter? So metal things seem to attract the cold much better. They're probably using metallic particles, such as silver nitrate, to collect ice crystals in the atmosphere. And what it does, let's see, I'll show you the map there. So what it does is it causes, like he says, a whiplash effect. And coming next week, we'll be having record warm temperatures yet again here in Canada. Yeah, they're clueless as fuck. Like what they what they appear to have done is used this to, well, they're pummeling Texas for one in the southern states. The middle of the U.S. is basically what they want to get. The highest Republican populations exist in the middle of the U.S. And they're really after you guys down there. I've been watching the polar vortex for quite a while. It's a new phenomena. Yeah, in the past 2 years. I think they had one about 3 or 4 years ago as well. The last polar vortex. It dropped its spinning and cold air is oozing over the globe. Yeah. Well, see, it's hot in other places. That's the thing. They've made it cold where you guys are in the U.S. But the problem is now it's warming up in other places that it shouldn't be. They've created like a suction effect, right? They sucked all that cold air in, and all the warm air kind of spread out. Now we're gonna get this in and out flux, this hot and cold. Never been that gullible, yeah. I don't know, they had stuff blooming in November that shouldn't even be, though the weather was following the right pattern at that time. So something besides the weather is impacting. That could be very well, F. Kitty. It never stopped, eh? Hmm. Wow. Let's see, where are we here? Okay. So wildfires as weapon, U.S. military exposed. U.S. military industrial complex is insane enough to incinerate the Earth's last remaining forests in order to achieve their objectives of the global controllers. The short answer is yes. A formally classified U.S. military titled Forest Fire as a Military Weapon is a truly shocking expose of planned scorched earth destruction. The U.S. Forest Service actually participated in the research and planning that went into this military instruction manual for carrying out orchestrated forest fire catastrophes. Wow. What part have climate intervention operations played in the operation of forests for extreme and unprecedented incineration all over the world that's been happening recently? Short video below reveals the shocking degree of research the U.S. military and U.S. Forest Services have put into preparing forests for extreme incineration. Well, we know what they've done. I can't play videos. I can read articles, but I can tell you what they did. They dropped aluminum, which is flammable, all over forests and landscapes. Also strips the soil of nutrients. Hi, Paula. Then they let like places like Maui there. BlackRock was in charge of the infrastructure. They took charge of the infrastructure. And what they did was they just stopped the maintenance on the infrastructure. And what that does is it lets the overgrowth start running into the infrastructure. And they saved about 2/3 of the money they would have had to spend because almost 2/3 of the money spent on that business, on the electrical production, is into maintenance and service of the system. It breaks down a lot, and they have to send a lot of people out to fix it and maintain it, trim trees, keeping them free of stuff. But if you just don't do that for 3 or 5 years, you make a record amount of money that you can pocket. Um, but unfortunately, the infrastructure will start failing very quickly. Yeah, population wipeout with clean hands. They didn't have to do anything really. Wait for a storm to hit. Don't turn off the power when the storm hits. So it's literally a lack of action. Will cause those power lines to be charged and running. So that'll spark fires. And just for good measure, you want to use some red lasers, some infrared lasers. You know how they have those infrared ovens, right? You've heard of those. They also have infrared lasers that apparently don't hurt blue roofs. So, yeah, it's a pretty succinct plan. But why is the U.S. military, in any case, why are you worried about wildfires as weapon? You know, this site is a treasure trove of information. They do keep updates. Uh, they have 46 million visitors. Well, maybe not unique visitors, but it's quite impressive. Outside smoking a cigarette, I observed the sky being blue, but if you really look, there's a black haze, like thin smoke, but black moving out on the wind currents. Any clues? Hmm, that's an interesting one. Usually it's like a white haze, making the sky gray. Black haze could be, well, just thinking off the top of my head, you got to go with some dark type of element, carbon. Metals can look dark as well. So my first thoughts are carbons or metals. I don't know what the purpose of carbon would be. I don't think that would do them much good. But a black metal, that could be silver nitrate, because silver, I'm just guessing here, silver, I'm not guessing on this, but silver tarnishes black. Aluminum tarnishes white, iron red. Yeah, I'm betting. I've been looking up for them using silver nitrate or silver as a catalyst for ice nucleation. I've heard it mentioned before. Yeah, do you have a facility uh, upwind? No chemtrails, eh? They've been working on different dispersion methods, but you usually just do see them dispersing it out of planes, right? I tried this one method. It looked like sheets coming down. It was a terrible dispersion method. No factories, just a big lake. Could be an upper atmosphere release. That would disperse much better, but that would involve using a high altitude plane. Could be fire. You have any, you might want to check around for fires in your area. Let's see, fire watch. The fire watch. Yes. what we've got. No, I don't want to do that. Go back. Fire and smoke map. There we go. You don't think there are any fires? It's not likely at this time of year. Let's just check. Okay. What's my location? Okay, you can have my location. Okay. Looks like there's a few. So what area are you in? There are a few going on. Small fires. Some medium size, some getting up into the red. So there are fires at the moment. Where'd you say you were? Ohio? I think it was. Let's see, where is Ohio here? Isn't that by Chicago? I don't know the states very well. I'm in Canada, so. But yeah, pretty much everywhere. I don't know your exact location. But I'll give you the link to this map here, and you can check out your area, North Carolina. As I said, there are fires pretty much going on everywhere. The Ozark Plateau, not a lot going on there. Big cluster up here by New York. So there is quite a bit. Check in your specific area. They've been doing that in the Utah desert as well. Typical no-fly area is getting some serious traffic today. I saw a prop plane spraying a month ago on the nature reserve. No fires here. See what's happening over in Utah. Quite a few up here in the north. A lot set around here. Now, these could be natural, they could be man-made. In the 500, there was 700 fires last spring. Almost 500 of them were set by people, knowingly set by people. So the number of natural wildfires is actually quite minimal. It's really a lot of it's people, accidental and on purpose. The 500 mostly were set on purpose. So yeah, you've got quite a bit going on up there. Some in the south too. So yeah, centered around I guess this city area here. Pine Valley. So around the Pine Valley Mountains, they're small. You can see that these are actually smaller circles. These are larger. So pretty good. Yeah, black. Could be smoke, could be silver, could be carbon. Those are my three guesses. I'm betting silver. So let me show you. This is a good watch. Again, that's the YouTube channel I linked you to. He did a full-length video called The Dimming. It's 2 hours. Climate geoengineering documentary. That's a good watch. I suggest you do watch that because he explains everything. Um, he's done a really, really good job at highlighting all this stuff. If the flight traffic was coming from RDU, it would be out of the south. These are going every which way. Seen sub-hunters here too. Interesting. There we are. Let's take a look. Full-length documentary. Let's see what else he talks about. The catastrophic consequences of climate geoengineering. Geoengineering waging weather warfare on the world. Now, the interesting part about this geoengineering thing is, let me show you a link here. Give me a second. See if I still have it. Looking for gc.ca. It's a link to, anyways, I'll tell you about it. It's a weather modification treaty between the US and Canada in 1979. I can find it quite easily, but I thought I just had it in bookmarks there. What it is basically it allows countries to spray stuff on other countries. Now you don't have to tell them in advance. You only have to go spray whatever you want to spray, and then afterwards you're supposed to write a report on what you sprayed and the effects on the weather. Now I haven't been able to find too many of these reports, if any, and it seems like they don't really report it. They just spray whatever they want. He was on an interview with Maria Z. Nice. I think these parties think they have a bunker so the consequences don't matter. But build bunkers in low lands easier and cheaper. What will be underwater? Mud or ice? Yeah. And they really, even if they survive, they still have to survive all the people. And there's a lot of people. They have to survive their own security crews because they can't be in there by themselves. There's no way to do it by yourself. So you can build a hole in the ground and hide in there. But eventually one of a few things is going to happen. Either you're going to run out of food and bullets, or people are going to come and take your stuff. And eventually that's going to happen. Yeah, they have to have weld them in. Yeah, right? We could just take some dirt and plow it over, put a memorial on top. Mr. Zuckerberg there, though, I bet he's pretty smart. He probably has a tunneling machine in there. If they don't, they should, because it's pretty easy to just bury it over, either naturally or somebody can just take a dump truck and start dumping stuff on it. That is a good point there. Yeah, weld them in. I like it. Let them live the rest of their lives down there with whatever food they have. Don't worry about them. So we're expecting some warm weather. Let me show you my weather forecast. Just to confirm what our friend here claims, that we're going to end up with weather swings. So here we are today at -2. We were at -8 the other day. Tomorrow it's going to be -1. Tuesday -1. Then on Wednesday we hit that swing he talks about. 5 degrees, 7 degrees, 6 degrees, 3 degrees, 0 degrees. Let's try and find a 20-day forecast. Now he does do weather predictions. I haven't found them on his website. Let's see, accumulation 20. Let's see, Hamilton 30-day weather forecast. See what they have here. Okay. So today 27, 30, 36, 30, 41, 41, 39, 37, 37. So those are far above seasonal for my area of the woods. 50 degrees by next Friday, not this Friday, but the Friday after. Oh, and there we go again, back down to 21. So there's the back down swing after we hit 46, 36. So it's around a 2-week cycle, 2.5 week cycle of freezing and heat. Very interesting. This is Fahrenheit. Let's see if I can change it to Celsius. I know both, so here we go into the 27 today. Up, 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 up. Way up to 50. And then we start to slide back down to 28, 27, 21. Oh, and then the back swing up. So yeah, it's around a 2-week cycle. Wow. Can you Yes, you can. You can remote view the weather. I, well, like if you consider the flood weather, we did that. But yeah, I suppose you could. You can remote view just about anything. Now, what you'll get and what you'll understand from it might be different. I don't know. Hi, Trey. Good to see you. Similar to our destination last night, rising and falling poot in Belize. Yeah, big poot hole. So I thought that guy's site was interesting, and his information is bang on. I wanted to take a look at some more of his titles. he goes pretty hardcore on it. They let him on YouTube. New CIA whistleblower risks all to tell. Geoengineering investigation demanded by numerous, I imagine that's agencies. Huh. CIA whistleblower. Nice. U.S. military veteran courageously speaks out. The unprecedented scheduled path of Hurricane, I think that was Ian. Hurricane Ian, we clearly saw it being directed. Idilla, okay. So they probably pushed this one along. Let's see what they've got. Real BP Earthwatch did this with, did a watch on Hurricane Ian and how they chemtrailed straight up in front of it and harped it. Oh yeah, look at that. See? There we go. Look at that. So that's what they're doing in the blue. That's the effect it causes. So they're drawing it. You can see with these areas here, what you do is you create a zone that draws in, and that'll draw in the hurricane overland that they normally don't do. They normally scoot up the coast here. But if you can get them to get a low pressure zone and draw them in, that'll be pretty good. Your January forecast isn't working. I've noticed the sky is always falling with prepper leaders, especially Canadian prepper. I check in now and then for patterns, but pinch of salt. Yeah. Yeah. I do believe it'll get bad in Canada and the US. I do believe that. I don't know if it will get to the catastrophic levels that they believe that it's going to get to. See, what generally happens in these situations is there's an abundance of food that is sent to North America on a constant basis. Now, what has been done in the past, if we look back at things like the potato famine, okay, the potato famine, there was no actual cause for it. There was a blight, right? But there was plenty of food. But all the potatoes that didn't get blight, they were sent out of the country. They were sent to England, North America, Europe, and other places. And we look again at the lockdown, the year of lockdown, and what happened there. Well, what happened there was we had food delivered to us on a constant basis, just like Europe and Britain and all that did during the potato famine. But the difference, what happened there is the Africans starved. Unprecedented starvation in Africa. When the food starts running out, they go to the highest bidder. And none of these African countries have the money to get the food at that price and make a profit. So they starve. Now, with collapsing dollar, we could end up in that situation ourselves. That's a possibility, too. I do have a toe in the know, but what is frightening is always being just under the surface. You just get glimpses. Utah. Yeah, they're going to freeze you guys out. That's what they're trying to do at the moment. Weather wars on the U.S., right? Okay, he's got some other satellite footage here. 2 vortices. That's impressive. So we can see their heat signature. So yeah, do watch some of his videos. Get informed, especially on the chemicals they're using. Slinging chickens on the corner. Yeah, for big bucks, right? All right, time for a smoke. Hi, multi-dimensional meta magician. Good to see you. I just... What's that? I just defeat the cabal globalists. I made the winter storms turn into 60-degree weather. Okay. Good job. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're going to be getting warm weather up here as well. I just showed the 30-day forecast for this area. And we were talking about the weather swings that the geoengineering causes. So they use ice nucleation, freeze us right here on Sunday. We're coming out of it right now, but we'll hit up to 40s, and after that, 50s. And then we go back down again for a short period, down to like 21 on the 13th. But this is an effect of the geoengineering. Um, they promised us a cold winter, but actually the almanac calls for an El Nino effect. So the best thing to do, multidimensional, is to help the weather do what it wants to do. That's what friends of mine have been doing. Hi, Morgan. How you doing? Don't you mean for big bucks, F. Kitty? That's about. Yeah, they promised us a freeze. Um, I can't remember when. I actually did a show on it, and a few of my friends have been working on the weather. I'm glad you're doing it too. I reached out with my mind, and I knew that other people were doing it. So thank you for your work. Much appreciated. Yeah, if we could just negate their effects on the weather, that would be awesome. Yeah, you did a good job of playing guitar there, Morgan. He was just getting high and playing guitar. All right, so that's it with the weather for the moment. Let's see, where are we here? Got a little bit of a joke for you. So there's a short about Pierre Polyev. Um, find Apple interview. We'll go with that for the moment. And see. Okay, so this is his official channel. So I should be allowed to play this. YouTube has been slinging me for playing anything recently. So let's see if they'll allow this. How long is that? 49 seconds? Okay.
And that is why I've made it clear that my ministers in my government will be banned from participating in the World Economic Forum when I'm in government.
Turn up the volume.
Work for Canada. Work for Canada. If you want to go to Davos to the conference, make it a one-way ticket. But you can't be part of our government and working for a policy agenda that is against the interests of our people.
Watch that again so you can hear it.
One last thing. If you want me to take on Trudeau and beat him in the next election, I first have to become Conservative leader, which means you need to get a party membership now and vote. Click the link above, get your membership, take back control of your life.
And that is why I've made it clear that my ministers in my government will be banned from participating in the World Economic Forum when I'm in government.
So his whole byline there.
Work for Canada. Work for Canada. If you want to go to Davos to the conference, make it a one-way ticket. But you can't be part of our government and working for a policy agenda that is against the interests of our people.
Yeah, very interesting, eh?
If you want me to take on...
So he's down and up about the WEF for sure. Definitely. If you want to join the WEF, you can do it, but it'll be a one-way ticket in his government. However, he has hired an economic minister of economics, or our economy. I can't even believe it. So this lady he hired was a member of the Trilateral Commission. Have you guys heard of the Trilateral Commission? Let's look up a brief definition of the Trilateral Commission. It's almost self-explanatory in its title. So, Trilateral Commission is a non-governmental international organization aimed at fostering closer cooperation between Japan, Western Europe, and North America. Let's Western Europe and North America. It was founded in July 1973, principally by the American banker and philanthropist, the wonderful person David Rockefeller, an internationalist who sought to address the challenges posed by the growth of economic and political interdependence between the U.S. and its allies in North America, Western Europe, and Japan. The Trilateral Commission is headed by an executive committee and 3 regional chairs representing Europe, North America, and Asia Pacific region, with headquarters in Paris, Washington, D.C., Tokyo. Respectively, meetings are held annually at locations that rotate among 3 regions. Regional national meetings are held throughout the year. Most gatherings focus on discussing reports and debating strategies to meet the Commission's aims. The Trilateral Commission represents an influential commercial and political interests. Isn't that interesting? So we're putting commercial and political interests together. Isn't that fascism? As of 2021, there were roughly 400 members, including leading figures of politicians, business and media, and academia. Wow. So our schools, too. Politics, business, media, and schools. So they have all of our life covered there. Isn't that interesting? Each country within 3 regions is assigned a quota of members, reflecting its relative political economic strength. So yeah, the Trilateral Commission formed in 1973. So it's what we're looking at today with the WEF and all of these other NGOs. But what they've done is they've given it a new name. Sounds like the same biz strategy plan as the Gates use. Yep. Sabrina Wallace. No, I haven't. California region, Canada. 2 nodes of Indian Turtle Island. Inconclusively nefarious, yes. Main Turtle Island, as Redmen call them. Yeah, they have members on boards of every major company. The Trilateral Commission, yeah. Well, these are going to be the ones that support the equity, diversity, and inclusion forces. They've changed the name of that a couple times now. They don't like the way it plays. It sounds really boring, but it has to do with pretty much killing you, controlling you, getting as much money out of you as they can. Look her up if you want yourself. Okay, what was her name? Sabrina Wallace, okay. Take a look. LinkedIn. Sabrina Wallace, Rotten Tomatoes. You have to give me, there's a movie, Regina Coles as Sabrina Wallace. Story. I don't know which Sabrina Wallace I'm supposed to be looking at. You have to give me a little more than that. What she's talking about is supposed to go live in April. Okay. Trilateral Commission rhymes with submission. Pinzergy on Odyssey. Search Pinzergy for. Okay. The goal is to depopulate and make the remainder desperate enough to take the slave deal. Yep, exactly. Let's see. Give it a shot. Is Pinzergy a channel? You have to tell me that too. Sabrina Pinzergy, shock and awe. Let's see what we got here. Second. Shares about the lawsuit that is involved concerning the school mask mandate forced upon the students. Okay. So give us a brief on that. Did she, I can't play videos, so I seem unable to play it anywhere. I did play that short one. I'll probably get banned for that. Hi, Curious Squirrel. I can share the screen. Is this the correct lady here? Engine room rumbles. Shocking school awe. Sabrina Wallace. Is the right article? Seems to be about masking in schools. Now, masking in schools was attempted here in my city, and people refused. So it's not being done. Also, people in our school refused to do CRT, so that was fought against. And we don't teach CRT in our schools. She talks about how they've already hacked our biofield aura. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Well, they've been practicing that since the 70s. And I've seen how they intend to change the internal structures of people. In the 70s, they came up with the Lily Wave and started mapping our thought patterns. Apparently, at this point, they're working on mapping the brain and, like you say, the spirit. Um, yeah, I don't know if I can comment on that. Using sound experiments in prison, yeah. Well, they've also worked with electric fields. If you're sensitive enough, you can feel them. You can also, some people can hear them as well. Um, yeah, that's what they purport, right? But you noticed how the Cooch, I'm going to call it the Cooch, started in Wuhan and went to an Italian city that was also 5G. Now they're promising us pneumonia-like symptoms, um, and a virus that's 20 times as deadly. So when the first Cooch happened, I monitored that on an EMF meter. I'd had started monitoring these levels a year previously. And what I noticed was when the initial Cooch hit, the readings on the EMF meter went significantly up. And this year we haven't had the same type of readings. A typical reading for my area is around 70 to the mid 60s. And when the Cooch hit, they hit up to 74. Um, you did, yeah. So that's probably electrically caused. What happens with the radiation that they send out is it goes to all the soft, wet tissues in your body. Yeah, I'll have to sub her up. Go to Pins are G, okay. Just as a channel, I guess. Let's see, where's our filters? Pins are G. Oh. Pins are G, the dark drama. Where are the filters? There you are. Type channels. There we are. Okay. Follow her. Hit the bell. And I'll link her channel for everyone. Oh, she's got a nice map there. Nice. I got it. Costco is the best place to catch anything as they condition the air from the back and pour it on the entrance. To do what? It's air conditioning in stores and businesses that super spreads it. I'm not a proponent of virus theory, though, but I do understand it. Yeah, that would be a good way to spread the disease, I guess. Just get a mass of people in the in one area. See, it also works with radiation too, because you can do the exact same thing and claim the exact same effects. Whether it's a virus or whether it's radiation, you can get the same effects and claim different things. Either way you look at it, right? If you irradiate a group of people that are in a store and they get sick, you could say it's a cold. Or if you get a bunch of people in a store that are sick and they exchange bacteria, you know, I guess you could say it's a bacteria then. Or you could say it's radiation. They changed air filtration systems in almost all public buildings in 2021. Why? Good question. I didn't know they did that, curious squirrel. Or they're of the opinion they can artificially make the rapture come. Yeah, that is one theory, is the rapture. Well, there's too many possible instigators. Either way, I get hella sick every time I go near the place. See, that to me would indicate radiation. When I go near cell towers, it's like the atmosphere changes, and you get like a 20-pound weight put on your shoulders. Sometimes it'll affect your ears. Gaia is gay, cowboys and Indians are phallics. Okay. Their air conditioning agents are sold in the marketing section of their business catalog. Be back in 1 second. I had to grab a muffin. My tummy's grumbling. Hmm. Yeah, another interesting thing is I used to eat Tim Horton donuts. They're a Canadian classic. At the beginning of the pandemic, all of these Tim Hortons painted their exteriors from red and beige to black. And then I noticed that the flower changed. And it wasn't bad, it wasn't, but it wasn't the same. So I was wondering if they put anything in it. Then I guess about 3 weeks ago, I tried them again. They changed the flour again. At least it seemed to me that they changed the formulation. And I think what they're probably doing is adding the CRK to it. You can find that ingredient listed in many places. CRK is short for cricket protein. And some people believe it causes asthma. If they're going to use wireless radiation or even viruses or whatever, because there's viral pneumonia, and then I don't know if there is bacterial pneumonia. I believe they could use bacterial pneumonia, viral pneumonia, or wireless pneumonia. Let's check out that. See if I was right. Yeah, bacterial pneumonia is a thing. Okay. They already do it outside in the new air systems in the U.S. to protect. Can they add something directly to the system? Obviously, they could, right? Get fuzz-brained and lose time in the store. Air conditioner. Air conditioned to browse. Yeah. Swarm nanotech? I don't know about that. I don't know. You mean like internal nanotech or external nanotech? Right? No prescriptions needed. Just get it. Well, there are the stinging scorpions in Revelation, right? The ones that sting and I don't think you die. I just think you're in writhing pain for 90 days. Isn't that what they say? Let's see. Let's check it out. Stinging beasts of Revelations. Yeah, they had tails that sting like scorpions, and in their tails they had power to torment the people for 5 months. They had as a king over them the angel of the abyss, whose name in Hebrew was Abaddon, and in Greek Apollyon, apothecary. I added that. The first woe is past, the two other woes are yet to come. Aerosol would be next, but the news dried up on that. Oh yeah, is it with their name on it? Let's see. Hmm. Yeah. Could that be a facial imprint? Forced to use non-dairy milk cream. Hmm. Yeah, there. I bought some flour a few years ago. Um, in some of my prepping. I still have that, so I'm using that right now. Just a pain stick every time you do or think something against the overlords. Yeah, but imagine If they could do that, though. If that's one of their things to do to us. See if we can get the rest of that verse. Let's see. Go in. So, during those days the men will seek death, but will not find it. They will long to die, but death will elude them. The locusts look like scorpions, look like horses, prepared for battle. On their heads they wore something like a crown of gold, and their faces resembled human faces. Or they recognized human faces? Their hair was like women's hair, and their teeth were like lions' teeth. They had breastplates, the breastplates of iron, and the sound of their wings was like the thundering of many horses and chariots rushing into battle. They had tails and stings like scorpions, and in their tails they had power to torment people for 5 months. They had as a king over them the angel of the abyss, whose name in Hebrew was Abaddon, in Greek Apollyon. The first woe is past, 2 other woes are yet to come. See. That's, what do you think of that, guys? Oh yes, that's them. Yeah, it doesn't take very long to reprogram someone. They've gotten very good at that. Well, I guess. Could be some things. Yeah. Maybe it's the nurse, right? With the women's hair. They had the human face. I like that part of it. Kind of indicates it. Okay. So here's another interesting part of it. Let's read the whole thing. The 5th angel sounded his trumpet, and I saw a star had fallen from the sky to earth. The star was given the key to the shaft of the abyss. When he opened the abyss, smoke rose from it, like smoke from a gigantic furnace. The sun and sky were darkened by smoke from the abyss, and out of the smoke locusts came down upon the earth, and were given power like that of scorpions on the earth. They were told not to harm the grass of the earth, or any plant or tree, but only those people who did not have the seal of God on their foreheads. And they were not given power to kill them, but only to torture them for 5 months. And the agony they suffered was like that of a sting of a scorpion when it strikes a man. During those days men will seek death, but will not find it. They will long to die, and death will elude them. Sorry about that, Paul. Sounds robotic, yeah. But would it have your DNA, those hornets? I don't know. I kind of got the idea that it would have the face of a man, right? Where does it say that? Look like horses prepared for battle. On their heads, they wore something like crowns of gold, and their faces resembled human faces. Their faces resembled human faces. Their hair was like a woman's hair, and their teeth were like lion's teeth. I don't know, they just like misinterpret that part about their faces resemble human faces, or is it their faces know human faces? There's a lot of mistranslations. And that could be one of them. Or with delivery systems with even a viper poison bite can last years, so medically many avenues. Sounds like nano. Yellow wound man? Kane? Could be. Mark is beast. Wonder if we could check that out. That was Bible Gateway I was on. Look up the word for resembles. See if we can do that. We have to go to, no, I have to go to Bible Hub to do that. Hub. Resembled. Go to Strong's. Share that with you. And we'll see if we can get that out of this. Let's see, where are we here? No, no, didn't get that. Let's see, where is, oops, go forward. What do we need there? Interlinear. Is that? Hebrew text analysis. There we go. Maybe that's it. In the beginning. Let's see. Go to parallel Hebrew. No. Anyway, I haven't searched that for a long time. I have to go back. Hi, Salima. Good to see you. Metal dragon or drone? Could be. Breastplate of iron, right? Lucifer's fur coat. Let's see, what else did we have? I think that was about it. Dots. Okay. Cancel. Time for a smoke. I'll put up the link, and if anybody wants to comment or talk about anything, come on up. As long as I know you. This is what I've been listening to while you guys are watching all those other screens. So I have nice music in the background. Where's the moon goddess Gnostics? I don't know. Interesting comment. Like my cat did that. The cat comments for me often. He loves to lay on the keyboard. Lilith went walking for a napkin. Okay. Howdy, Morgan. How you doing? I can hear you clicking on something. Let's see how your microphone is.
Hello, hello. How am I sounding?
There you go. Good. Got the mic fixed up.
Right on.
Good.
We're in business. Excellent. All right.
You split the link. I don't know what that means. Okay. Yeah, those ancients. I don't know. So, what do you think of the description of the scorpions or the locusts
Oh,
that stings like scorpions?
I mean, I guess that's my
I
jam.
was wondering.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was wondering if that word, the one word, could be misinterpreted as what was it?
Allowed to sting them or to torment them
No,
for 9
the
days?
resembled. So their faces resembled human faces.
Right.
So what if it was their faces knew human faces?
Oh. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, they could recognize human faces. I get what you're saying. Yeah, because they could distinguish who had the mark and who didn't and who doesn't.
And who, yeah, what was grass, what was trees? So, yeah. I don't know. I was trying to look up the Hebrew word for that, but I'm not very good with Bible Hub at the moment. I used to be good with it, but I haven't used it in such a long time. So if I could find the Hebrew word for resembles, and then the various iterations of it, because it usually has more than one iteration, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get a bunch back sometimes.
Reflected, that's a good idea too, F. Kitty, yeah. Maybe it's more like reflected. Reflected human, resembled or reflected human faces. Something like that. Mirrored, resembled, mirrored. Various different words that could be in there.
I want their countenance.
Would that be?
I think
That's
was
great.
that of was that of human face. But yeah,
Say that again?
their countenance
Yeah.
was like that of humans. But yeah, I mean, that could mean you got to look at, yeah, you need to, yeah,
Well,
it's a great idea to
it's
look that
straight
up.
up. On their heads, they wore something like crowns of gold, and their faces resembled human faces.
Ah, yeah,
It doesn't even say their countenance. It's not, that
right.
that, that one verse could possibly be interpreted totally
Mm-hmm.
different. If that
Mm-hmm.
one word, because the Hebrew words, they have multiple meanings. And so there it is there. Their faces resembled human faces. Now, that one word resembled, if they misinterpreted that, it could have been many other things. So, yeah, it could be closer to to reality than we think. Oh. I often think, though, that these controllers use the Bible as a guide instead of it actually being prophecy, forced prophecy, basically.
Like blueprints.
Yeah, yeah. We see, like, we've looked back at like the cataclysms of the past, and usually what we see is somebody intervening to make it worse, make the
Yeah.
conditions worse, make the uh, problem bigger. You know,
Yes. In order that
always.
the power vacuum that's created, they're prepared to go in with their plans. Yeah, to fill that vacuum that's created. Correct.
Let's be gods, right, Trey? Cherubims, yeah, exactly. Use it for their own ends, as good as, yeah. No, that's not good. I adjusted your mic settings, but I'm getting an echo now. Turned on. There we go. There we go. Getting a lot of static. It was written by Catholics, probably Jesuits. Yeah, Revelations is an interesting book.
Yes.
Supposedly written in 90 AD
Mm-hmm.
by John on the island of Patmos, I believe.
Yeah, I'll
but
check it
there
out.
but there are no actual writings of it until I think 400 or 300 when it was canonized. So that's the earliest copies that I think they have of it. Um, and I'm not sure if Revelation was actually found in the Dead Sea Scrolls or the Nag Hammadi. I don't know if it was. Anyone?
I'm not sure about that one.
Let's see. Let's check that out.
Yeah.
Try the Dead Sea Scrolls first. PDF. Which books of the Bible are missing in the Dead Sea Scrolls? Let's see. Esther. Biblical. Those works contained in the Hebrew Bible. All of the books of the Bible are represented in the Dead Sea Scrolls collection except Esther. Doesn't say any New Testament books, though. Um, Genesis, Leviticus, Deuteronomy, Kings, Psalms, Daniel's, hymns. Let's see, was the New Testament found in the Dead Sea Scrolls? It's worth emphasizing that at the start that no New Testament passages occur in the Dead Sea Scrolls. And the Jewish group that settled at Qumran was not Christian. 3. These are Jewish religious texts collected and studied by certain Jews at the turn of the era. Now let's see if any were found at the Nag Hammadi.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. I mean, I've got the moon right above me, just as clear as day, with like the sun's still out, right? But it's just looking gorgeous at 4:30. Wow.
Huh.
I could maybe show that.
Hmm. So, no, I'm not really seeing any. The Book of Thomas, the Contender, the Apocryphon of John, the Holy Book of the Great Invisible Spirit, Jost and the Blessed. What texts were found in Nag Hammadi? Includes the Gospel of Thomas, the Gospel of Mary, the recently discovered Gospel of Judah. I have the Nag Hammadi scriptures. They do not contain any of the New Testament writings, as far as I know. So it's very interesting that the New Testament books have no real accreditation prior to 300 or so AD. Possibly written by Jesuits, Jewish cults, which everybody was at that time, pretty much in that area.
Like Jesus's words seem to be different than what some of the apostles and disciples even write, to it, glaringly.
So yeah, they're missing quite a lot there. So there's, the Nag Hammadi backs up the Old Testament writings as accurate, but doesn't seem to do anything for the New Testament.
I thought they might have found a copy of one of the Gospels.
Well, yeah, hold on.
Or was it Psalms, a copy of Psalms and Proverbs?
The
The
Nag Hammadi are Gnostic writings, so they're not included in the Bible. These were ones that were shunned from the Bible.
Enoch.
Hold on, I can't hear you.
Enoch.
Got to use headphones. So yeah, I have a copy of the Nag Hammadi scriptures, and I can tell you there's no New Testament scriptures in them. There's lots of things there's interesting stuff like the Book of Thomas, right?
And Jasher.
Yep, these, here, let's go to the index here. Here's the index.
First and second Maccabees.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Prayer of the Apostle Paul.
Yeah.
One of the first. Gospel of Truth. Definitely not in the Bible. Gospel of Truth. The Tripartite Tractate. Definitely not in the Bible.
Tractators.
Some underlying script here. Possibly by my wife, possibly by me. He is the one who is rightly called Savior and Redeemer, the well-pleasing and beloved, the Advocate, Christ, and the light of those who are appointed, in accordance with the ones from whom he had been brought forth. For he had come into being, clothed in the names of those who are established. What other name is there to call him except Son, which we have already used? For he is the knowledge of the Father, who is wished to become known. Very third eye stuff in here. I love it.
Yeah.
Secret Book of John. Everyone likes it. That's a good one. Gospel of Philip, not in the Bible. Nature of the rulers. The origin of the world. The Book of Thomas. Got some good stuff in there. Likes that one. The Holy Book of the Great Invisible Spirit. That's a good one too.
Sounds neat.
Eugenostos, the Blessed. Eugenostos. The Wisdom of Jesus Christ.
Logos.
The Deluge of the Savior. They have a lot of different writings. The Revelation of Paul. The Revelation of James. You have to even wonder, like, historically, if these people really existed. They believe that Paul of Tarsus existed for sure, and John of Patmos. But many of the others don't have much records. Mary was probably a noble woman of noble birth, so she might have existed. The second revelation of James, the revelation of Adam. Oh, I like that one. I read that one before. The Acts of Peter and the 12 Apostles. Thunder. Just a book named Thunder.
It's a book named Thunder.
Yep. The Concept of Our Great Power. I haven't read that. The Discourse on the 8th and 9th.
Commandment of it.
Yeah. The Prayer of Thanksgiving. Yeah, that's a pretty short book too. Concept of Our Great Power. Whoever knows the great power will be saved. Whoever knows our great power will become invisible. Fire will be unable to consume such person, but it will purify, and it will destroy all that you possess. For all those in whom my form appears, from 7 days old to 120 years old, will be saved. Upon them are placed these obligations, to gather together all that is lost, and the letters of our great power. And the great power may write your name in our bright light and bring the thoughts and deeds of others to an end. Then those may be purified, scattered, destroyed, and brought together in the place no one can see. You will see me and prepare your dwelling places in our great power. Come to know how what has gone and come to be, that you may know how what is alive come to be. and know how to recognize this and what that aeon looks like and its nature is and how it came into being. Why do you ask what your nature will be or how you will have come into being? Very flowery Gnostic writing on it. Oh, it's heresy. More histories, heresies. Edgar Casey is still sleeping off on his prophets.
Yeah, yeah.
But a lot of interesting stuff in here.
Oh yeah.
Letter to Philip, Peter and Philip. There was a couple books about Sophia, one or two books about Sophia in here.
Now, isn't there the book of the cave of forever, or cave of something of Adam, or the
Adam
cave
lived
of
in a
wonder,
cave, yeah.
cave of
Adam lived in a
wonders, or
cave.
something like that, the cave of wonders, or something.
Could be. Let's see.
I thought there was a book that was about the cave.
Let me take a look. There's a lot of books in here.
Mm-hmm.
Gospel of Truth. James, Adam, the Revelation of Adam. So that might, I think I think I've read that story. I think he does
Might
live
be
in a
in there,
cave.
right? The cave of, if it were, it'd be called the Cave of Wonders or something.
One more page to go.
Okay. If you don't find it, it's just my tag word, Cave of Wonders.
No, not finding it.
Dang. Thanks for looking, though, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, there's the Revelation of Adam. 343.
Right. Yeah, that's got to be it. I'm like, there's this stuff, like,
See.
where
See
Noah
if it
was
comes up
born. Oh, that's
in a
Enoch,
search.
right? And there's Enoch. And that's in those, I think. That's just a forbidden book, or not a forbidden. Well, it's
No.
not included.
No. Cave of Dead came up. No. Nope.
Oh well.
Yeah. Sorry.
I don't know. And there are some at the Catholic, they include like Bell and the Dragon, Paul and the Dragon, or Bell and the Dragon.
I've heard of that, yeah.
Yeah, and then Maccabees. I think it might be even first and second Maccabees. I think they're in like the Catholic Apocrypha, or they include them in that. Like some of the Catholic churches include them.
Yeah. Cave of Treasures.
Cave of Treasures, that was it. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Cave of Treasures, that was it. Thank you so much. Right on, we got to it. Cave of Treasures, yes, that one's wild.
Body.
Yeah, Cave of Treasures, just get the pepper. Cave of Treasures.
Book, The Cave of Treasures by A.E. Wallace. Budge.
That one has got stuff in it about the Watchers. Like, I'm gonna pause it, like, coming down, talking about.
Okay.
like I'm pretty sure all that stuff. I think about maybe even the breeding programs, things like that. Like, oh wow,
Hmm.
pretty sure that one's got all that juicy stuff in it.
Found it on text. Okay, sacred text.
I think
Hmm.
talking about Adam and Eve trying to getting on at the beginning of beginning of time.
Hmm.
Yep.
Cave treasures.
Dug our treasures here.
Screen.
Dug our treasures there. Tried to run, tried to hide. Wow, man.
Let's
Those
see.
two broke on through to the other
There
side.
it is on Amazon.
Yeah.
Gnostic study. No.
Break on through.
Cave of treasures.
Cave of treasures, yes.
Uh,
Cave of treasures here. Cave
there it
of
is.
treasures there. And tried to run and tried to hide. Cave of treasures to the other side. Cave of treasures to the other side. Yeah. I'm just singing.
So in the beginning, on the first day, which was the
Yes.
holy day of the work, the chief and firstborn of all days, God created the heavens and the earth, and the waters, and the air, and
Yeah,
fire,
you sure did.
and the hosts which are invisible. That
Yeah.
is to say, angels,
Dig it.
archangels. There you
Yeah.
go. I'll put a link to that up there for
Cool,
you.
man. I knew it had tasty stuff in it. Super Jack.
There is an Aladdin story with the Cave of Treasures appears as a common cross thought. Just looking at the text thunder. It is quite long. I thought it was shorter than that.
The Super Jack.
Thunder called the Thunder, subtitled The Perfect Mind.
Ooh, yeah.
It's got some interesting stuff in it.
Very.
I was sent from the power, and I have come to those who contemplate me, and I am
Nice.
found amongst those who seek me.
Wisdom. Wisdom.
Look at me, you who contemplate me, and you who hear me, listen to me. You awaken me. Take me
Oh,
to
yeah.
yourselves. Do not banish me from before your eyes. Do not let your voice be hateful towards me, nor your hearing. Do not be ignorant of me in any place, at any time. Be alert, do not be ignorant of me. For I am the first and the last. I am the honored and the scorned. I am the whore and the holy. I am the wife and the virgin, and the mother and the father and the daughter. I am the limbs of my mother. I am a barren woman who has many children. I have had many weddings and have taken no husband.
Right on.
I am a midwife and a woman who does not give birth. I am the solace of my own birth's pains. I am bride and groom, and my husband produced me. I am the mother of my father. I am the sister of my husband, and he is my offspring. I am the servant
Yes.
of him who has fashioned me. I am the ruler of my offspring. He produced me with premature birth,
Indeed.
and
Wisdom shall be known.
he is my offspring born on time,
Yes.
and my strength is from him. I am the staff of his power in his youth, and he is the rod of my old age. And whatever wishes happen to me, he wishes happen to me. I am silence. I am silence that is incomprehensible, sorry. and might, whose memory is great. Sorry, and insight, whose memory is great. I am the
Right on.
voice whose sounds are many, and the word whose appearance are many. I am the utterance of my own name. You who hate me, why do you love me? And hate those who love me. You who deny me, confess me. And
Yeah.
those and you who confess me deny me. Hi, Max. You who tell me truth about me tells lies about me. You who have lied about me tell the truth about me. I guess I'm just about done reading this. Hi, Max. You know,
Yeah.
it's hard to read through a cat.
Oh, baby.
Morgan's
Baby.
tempting our foreheads. Oh, trying to
Yummy,
grow
yummy.
an indoor plant. Okay. Well, I'm done reading that, apparently. Thanks, Max. Pretty good stuff. All right. Gonna go another 10 and then we'll shut her down.
No, it's good reading, though, man.
Yeah. I'll have to look at this, the Cave of Treasures. That's an interesting one.
Yes. Certainly is a delightful read.
I haven't
It
heard of
answers
that before.
questions, man. You know?
Does it? Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. It's one of those ones, man. It's like, yeah. It's like being the guy at the party that knows, like, or knows how the magician does the trick.
Okay. Are you comfy yet? Okay.
Oh,
Is that
yes.
the spot? All right. Right there. Okay. Trying to grow an indoor plant? I planted some spinach about a month ago. It's only about this tall, but I didn't plant it. I'm going to wait and plant on the new moon.
Yes.
Apparently, you're supposed to plant on the new moon. That will increase growth, apparently. I don't
Yeah.
know if it will or won't. I'll try
Well,
it and tell
it
you.
makes sense. Makes sense.
28-day cycle.
And that night, the roots will be stimulated, like to activation that night. There'll be activity in the ground, like it'll be electrically stimulated that night. So we have the best chance of the root taking or of, activating.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, the most electrically activate, drawn, like why people are yelling in the crazy houses and everything the most when like there's a full moon. The same kind of so when you get a new moon, it's really good to plant. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Get your hands in the ground. Break ground. Yeah. Love it.
Yeah, so I'd like somebody else. I'm gonna have to take a look at that word again. Um, with the
Yeah.
or was it resembled? Their
Recognize.
faces resembled human
Resemble.
faces. So that's the quote I want to check out.
Yeah. I
And
resemble that remark.
yeah, see if it has any further meaning, like something they haven't really kind of, if they've mistranslated that a bit,
Yeah.
you know, and it's easy to do. It's not like
It
it's
is.
necessarily easy, even intentional. Although I do think a lot of the Bible is
Oh
intentional
yeah. Let's
in the
lean
way
it this
it
way.
is. Right?
Yes. Very strategic, right? It's like
Hmm.
the reason why they pick a word, right? It's like,
Oh, water nutrients are pulled by the moon. There we go. Cool.
and I was just making up shit like I always do. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. All right, everybody who can, puff, puff, pass, if that's your delight.
Yeah, that's what I'm sitting here furiously chopping away. Chip, 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 chippity, chip, 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 chip.
Max has different moods from morning to night,
Oh yeah,
and depending
right.
on location, too. He's very particular. He's a typical cat. He's got you know his fussiness
Yeah,
all
mood.
sorted out, all sorted out. We're allowed to pet his belly, but only on the balcony.
Right
Yeah,
on, right on.
I'm only allowed to pet him so much, and then
Yeah.
suddenly it's a game of chew on me. So, but that can vary. I can pet him for hours and it's fine. Sometimes you pet him for 5 minutes, and that's the time you get chewed on. So,
Well, I mean, you should really just be glad that
hmm.
she lets you live with her.
Yeah, it is his house, so
Oh,
you know
that's right.
he's here more than me. I go out and
Yeah.
live somewhere else for a while. Apparently, overstimulated. Yeah, he's a good boy. He does like to fight, though. That's one of his favorite things is to wrestle.
Cool. I see. You know, you got him. He's got like a tower on the wall, right? Like he's got what do you call that? The thing on the wall where you can jump on and
Oh yeah, yeah. He's got a big scratch post, couple
yeah,
scratchers. We got a
yeah.
floor scratcher and a up high scratch, so they do both. And
Right on.
he likes to go dig in the dirt on the balconies. So
Oh, wild. I mean, so he can go outside too. So they're not.
yeah, and
Well, I mean, not
there's
right. I mean, he can if he wants right now, but I mean, it's kind of cold. But I mean,
oh
they.
he no he loves it outside right now.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
Yeah,
some
he's
cats.
got such thick fur.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he never gets cold out there. My wife left him out one night overnight. It was around I don't know if it was that cold, around 3 or 4 degrees. But
Okay,
we
no,
just
they would
looked out in
warm up.
the morning. Yeah, and there's a piece of
Yeah,
insulation out there for them to sit on, so they don't have to sit on a cold cement.
yeah. He could sit on. They can sit inside themselves. Too, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
and then put that the fur around them. Yeah, they're not even
yeah. He's got extra fur too. He's got snowshoes because he's a Nordic cat. So
nice.
and he's got about 2 inches of fur on him, 2 or 3 inches of fur, and he's got a soft down under that gets everywhere.
Yes. Oh, you kitties. They're very interesting. Well, I mean, no, they're very like domestic animals, like the
Yeah,
varieties. So are dogs. Like,
yeah, yeah. He's a Norwegian forest cat. So
ah,
they used to use them on the Viking ships
okay,
for
right on.
keeping the mice down. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's good.
and that's how this breed is the breed that the Maine Coon came from. They brought them on ships to Maine, and when they got off the ships and started eating all the rats and fish around the markets and shit, they started growing huge. I have to walk my kitty because he tries cat aside regularly. Yesterday she didn't notice the roadrunner creeping, then tried to chase it. Max has his sea legs. Yeah, they're short actually. He has shorter legs than most cats. That's to conserve the heat, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Max has to go for walks too. He likes our hallway is extra long. It's around 100 meters long. So he likes to go down the hallway and then down the stairwell for a bit. That's his big excitement. Right, Max? You love the stairwell. Yeah.
Uh,
All right, that's our time. Thanks everyone for showing up. We'll see you again. Thanks for coming up, Morgan. Much appreciated.
my pleasure. My
Yeah,
pleasure.
gonna take some time and look at that word.
Yes.
Resembled. Could be something different. All right, have a good night, guys. We'll see you next weekend for class. Until then, or maybe even in the week. Until then, keep your third eye open. Use your intelligence and your intuition. Bye-bye.